Hello peeps, today is about the Xbox One. Today I will have the absolutely amazing pleasure of unboxing this little beast of a baby. It's just a console, it's the Xbox One. I don't want to say a whole lot about this thing, I just want to get cracking, so let's get over to the working table. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the Xbox One box. And just to give you a brief overlook of how the box looks itself, on the front, easy and nice to see, the Kinect sensor, the Xbox and the controller, which I'll of course show you in a second when I open this bad boy up. Big pictures on the side, seems to be the big thing for next gen consoles. And on the back you'll be able to see what the user interface looks like and what you will be able to experience. And just to give you a quick look as into how that looks, and you should look forward to using it. I've been using it for quite some time now and I like it. Right here you have all the mandatory text with small lettering. I of course will not read this to you, and all these items I will show you in just a second when we pop this baby up. Down here you'll also be able to see how far you have to be, and this is a big improvement, seeing as you don't have to be that far from the Kinect itself. You can be only 4 feet and 7 inches, which is awesome compared to the previous Kinect version. So a big upgrade there. And let me just turn this beast around. Turn around, nub, open up. The first thing you see is the Kinect sensor. And maybe I should show you this first because this is pretty awesome. It has some big ass wirings, which I don't mind a lot, seeing as they're gonna be hidden away anyways. They have this weirdly shaped plug for the Kinect itself. That's probably because it can do a lot of shite when you get to use it. But let me show you the sensor. It even has a small fan in its ass, which is pretty awesome. On the front, it has a nice sleek look to it. I'm not a big fan of the whole glossy thing, which is also on the console. I'll show you that soon. But it is, however, a pretty goddamn awesome sensor. It has a 1080p camera, as you can see here, and it's huge. So as I told you before, you can be pretty close to it and it will still recognize what it is you're doing. It also has a cool white lighting when you boot it up, both in the console and on the Kinect, which looks great together. But it is a pretty big thing just in general. But again, I don't really mind. It's gonna be beneath my TV, so as long as it doesn't get in the way of that, well then it's all fine by me. Let me open this up a bit more for you guys and show you here the mandatory manuals. Haha! And here you have the 14 days trial for Xbox Live Gold. This is the QR code that you have to use. This is probably the only place I've ever seen it to make sense to use a QR code. Just hold this up to the Kinect sensor, it scans it, boom. If it's a game, if it's a trial like this, well, it just instantly recognizes what it is, and that is pretty cool. Oh, let me look at this manual. Not. Here's the headset. And it is still, even though it has some big upgrade, it is still somewhat flimsy. The components inside the headset has apparently gotten better, which gives you a better experience when using it. And this is the small little entity that you're gonna put into the bottom of your controller. I will show you that in a second, but this is how the headset looks. And I actually like the sleek design of it. More glossiness, just to get your fatty fingers on it. But it looks like a telecommunicators salesperson's headset. But I don't mind, it's okay. I'm just looking forward to getting a customized version of this little thing so I can actually plug in the headset of choice. But until then, this will suffice as to that. Let me show you the controller just to be able to show you how it looks with the headset plugged in for any of you guys who's curious about that. And here's the controller. Let me just quickly show you how easy it is. In the bottom of the controller, you just plug these in. Boom, and you are good to go. And I like the whole look of it. The whole feel of the controller itself looks pretty goddamn good. Out with the headset and back to the controller. Because the controller is a really, really cool upgrade from the previous version. It looks a lot like the old controller, but it still has some great feel to it. Just in general, it just feels really nice. I've tried it on some other press trips, and at E3, where I was actually disappointed because it felt plasticky, and actually what the PS3 controller to me was plasticky and felt cheap. But this has to be some sort of a new modified final version, because I really like this. In the triggers there's force feedback, then we just need more games that actually supports force feedback. But the launch title, Dead Rising 3, has that, so maybe you should give that a go if you've bought that game. But the controller itself just looks good, feels good. Batteries inside. There's no news yet in regards to getting a battery pack instead of using the good old AA batteries. But as for now, this will work, and hopefully a battery pack will be incoming at some point in the future. And of course, an HDMI cable, which makes sense and is really nice for the consumer, so they don't have to go out and waste more money on getting an HDMI cable. Not a lot to say about this little thing. First part of the power, this is a European plug, for you guys wondering. And not a whole lot to say about that either. But here you go. One of my biggest wishes was that I actually did something with the power supply to not feel as humongous as it did before. But it is. It is humongous, and they just gave you this great glossy feel just so you can get even more dust on this unit. It is pretty big, but again, you're gonna be hiding it behind whatever solution you do for your TV setup. So it is, I really don't mind it, ultimately. I've never been a big fan of the whole glossy thing, as I will show you with the console as well before. I really like the matte and more gritty feel to this other plastic solution. But the power, you're gonna be hiding far away from your general setup and out of sight. And out of sight, out of mind. Let me get this away for you guys. Goodbye, little case. Whoops. And here it is, the Xbox One. And let me free it of this awesome little blanket. Hello, blanket. And here's the console. I think it looks pretty good. There's been a lot of hate for it looking like an old VHS player, but I actually don't mind. I like this design, even though, as I will show you, I have a problem with the glossy side of it. But just to get over some brief stuff, inside of this is a 500 gigabyte hard drive. You won't be able to change it like you could with the Xbox 360, which is kind of a big deal, seeing as every game is about 35 to 40 gigabytes, and you have to install the entire disk's content. So easily it fills up this hard disk if you have a lot of games, which you probably will end up having. But then again, it is a first world gamer problem. As you can see, it has all these vents to be sure that it makes as less noise as possible. And that is because this is actually also listed as a TV tuner. And to be that, they have to undergo a lot of things, and they have to live up to a lot of things, such as it can make no noise whatsoever when using. So far, it's lived up to that. It only makes noise when you install games to it, and of course you don't do that all the time. Inside is 8 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM, which is a powerful little unit. It has 4K UHD support, and right now it's sold 1 million in the first 24 hours, which is absolutely insane. This console has 22 launch titles, which is a huge amount, and there's a lot of games to choose from to whatever your liking is. It has a little small hidden USB plug here on the side, just to show you real quickly. And let me show you the back. Because here you have the power supply. Here is where you plug in your HDMI, so you actually can get some gameplay up on your TV. This is where you put in your cable or satellite, whatever dish that you use to get your television signal, get that in there. USB, and here's the Kinect sensors connectivity place. And of course, you can put some Wi-Fi in the bottom of the console. Also remember that you can, with this console, you can use the Smart Glass app. So it's fun for maybe if you have a friend that's over at your house playing. Right now you can buy this for $500 or 500 euros or 429 Great British pound. And to me, it's a pretty goddamn awesome console. Please remember to tell us if you like the unboxing in the comment section below, or just join the debate. And also, if you like what we're doing here on Pixel.tv, remember to like and subscribe, and I will be happy like a little baby.